Are you looking for the best Samsung tablets? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best tablets on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Samsung Galaxy Tab S9. The S Pen is included with all 3 devices and works exactly the same. And it works excellently. Also, because of very good software like the Samsung Notes app and the S Pen commands, I consider them the best tablets with an active stylus on the market. They are great tablets for handwritten notes and drawing. At this point, they are as good as an iPad Pro. With the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, all 3 are the most powerful Android tablets on the market. During my gaming test, I was able to play Fortnite with the highest graphics settings. But photo and video editing are also possible, and in Samsung DeX, I was able to open and use many apps simultaneously without any problems. The 3 differ in their storage options. The S9 can have 8GB or 12GB RAM and 128GB or 256GB of storage. The S8 Plus has 12GB RAM and 256GB or 512GB of storage space. And for the S9 Ultra, you can choose between 12GB or 16GB RAM and 256GB, 512GB, or 1TB of storage. Samsung also offers all models with LTE and 5G, and these tablets then have a SIM card slot. In terms of design, there are almost no differences compared to the previous S8 series. They look high quality and are made of aluminum. New, however, is that all 3 are protected against water and dust according to the IP68 standard. That's really great. Moreover, fingerprint readers are built into the displays, and they have a USB-C 3.2 Gen 1 port, which can also be used to connect external monitors. As accessories, Samsung offers 2 keyboards for all 3 models. One is a keyboard case that is thin and light and allows for good typing. Then there is a keyboard cover that is a bit heavier but also offers a folding stand and a touchpad. I consider the latter to be the better option. Out of the box, Android 13 with One UI in version 5.1.1 is pre-installed, but Samsung has already released an update to Android 14 with One UI 6. In terms of updates, all Samsung tablets are excellent. With 11 hours, the battery life in my battery test is longer than any other tablet I have tested in recent years. This contributes to the excellent rating of these Galaxy Tabs. Personally, I really like 11-inch tablets because they are quite portable and also fit in a smaller bag. For example, I like to work in cafes with my Galaxy Tab S9 or read a book. Of course, you can also do that well with the 12.4-inch Galaxy Tab S9 Plus. Apart from the size, the image quality is the same. It is, however, a bit heavier. With 14.6 inches, the S9 Ultra is as big as a 15-inch notebook, and I prefer to leave it at home, but of course, I love watching a movie on the 14.6-inch S9 Ultra with AMOLED, and it's also fun to edit photos with it. At number 2. Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FA. The S9 FA is offered with 6GB or 8GB RAM and 128GB or 256GB of storage. For the S9 FE Plus, you can choose between 8GB or 12GB RAM, as well as between 128GB or 256GB of storage. Samsung also offers both 5G and a SIM card slot. There are no differences in the high-quality manufacturing compared to the S9 series. Indeed, at first glance, the tablets look exactly the same and are also protected against water and dust according to the IP68 standard. However, the difference is that the USB-C 2.0 port does not support external monitors. Moreover, the fingerprint reader is not built into the display but is located on the power button. Since the basic design is identical, the same accessories that work with the S9 also work with the S9 FE, and the accessories for the S9 Plus also work with the S9 FE Plus. This includes the keyboard covers. At number 3. Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. On the other hand, it's great that the tablet runs exactly the same software as the more expensive ones. Currently, it is Android 13, but an update to Android 14 is already on the way. It even supports exactly the same Samsung DeX desktop mode as the S9. Of course, it's clear that you can't open as many apps simultaneously without stuttering. Due to the Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 processor, the performance is significantly weaker than the S9 FE and about on par with the S6 Lite 2022. Just like with that tablet, you also cannot play Fortnite on the A9 Plus. It runs, but not well enough to be enjoyable. However, for simple applications and games like PUBG Mobile, it is good enough. Samsung offers the tablet with 4GB or 8GB RAM, as well as with 64GB or 128GB internal storage. Like all tablets on this list, the A9 Plus also has a micro SD card slot. And there's a version with 5G and SIM card slot. The 11-inch display has a similar pixel density to the S6 Lite 2022, but the A9 Plus supports 90Hz. If you don't need an S Pen, the A9 Plus is therefore a better choice because it will probably receive software updates for longer. On the sides, it has 4 speakers that are good but not outstanding. A major weakness, in my eyes, is the build quality. The A9 Plus feels significantly cheaper compared to the other tablets on this list, especially when directly compared. But well, it is indeed significantly cheaper. It has only a USB-C 2.0 port and lacks a fingerprint reader. There's a port at the bottom that looks like it's for a keyboard cover. However, Samsung has not yet announced such a cover. At number 4. Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite 2022 edition. The 10.4-inch LCD screen has a lower resolution and doesn't look quite as good as the S9 or S9 FE, but it's still good. Also, the 2 speakers on the side are not top class, but good. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G chipset is also significantly weaker. For most applications, the processor is sufficient, but for example, you can't play Fortnite properly with it. It runs, but it's not enjoyable. Here we get 4GB RAM and 64GB or 128GB storage. There is no version with 5G, but there is one with LTE. The Galaxy Tab S6 Lite is also made of aluminum, but it is not protected against water and dust. However, it is one of the few tablets that still has a standard headphone jack. You cannot connect external monitors to the USB-C 2.0 port, and there is no fingerprint reader. It originally came with Android 12 as the operating system, but Samsung has already distributed updates to Android 13 and Android 14. As mentioned, when it comes to updates, Samsung is really good and significantly better than other manufacturers of Android tablets. Unfortunately, there is no good and official keyboard. The battery life is 7.5 hours, the same as the S9 FE,